Hey everyone! What is good? Welcome to today's video. This is Silver Hyena, and what I am doing today, I have decided that it is high time to test out as many different fine line markers, drawing markers, whatever you want to call them. Anyways, the point is, I want to try as many of these as possible and put them through some rigorous testing because, well, sometimes even when I love a marker to bits, I'm looking at you, Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen, sometimes I still encounter some issues with them. Exhibit A. Okay, this was something I had initially started working on for a friend. Well, okay, not only was I not exactly thrilled with my line work, but that's a rant for a different day. However, while I tried to cover it up, the line art, the marker, not marker, the pen was smearing with the marker. Especially, I find this happens with lighter colored alcohol-based markers. It was starting to smear and get in there, and it was just making things look hideously, I mean, like, this was, I quit on it before I really even started just because I was not happy with what it looked like. However, it did lead to some other interesting discoveries, which I will show on screen right now, and I have even done a video on, so there is a silver lining to this. However, I have decided to put several different brands of markers through some rigorous testing because I can. Anyways, let's get started on that. Alrighty, so we have 12 different brands of ink to test out. Yes, I know that there are many more brands out there, but these are the ones that I managed to get a hold of in a timely manner, so we are gonna roll with those. Now then, this is marker paper, this is watercolor paper. So I've got some tests I'm gonna do with paintbrush and water just to see how water soluble some of these inks are. Sometimes you want water soluble, other times not so much. So, I wanna put these pens through the ringer. Now, me personally, I have high hopes for Copic. Copic is one of the highest golden standards for ink of any sort. At least it seems that way to me, so I have high hopes for Copics, whatever you call them. I also have Master's Touch, which is the Hobby Lobby store brand, and Artist's Loft, which is the Michael store brand. I can't talk today. And this is what I get for filming videos like this with not really being prepared. But what else am I gonna do right now? Alright, so I'm gonna move watercolor paper aside so that we can focus on marker paper in particular. So first thing I want to do, just few basic lines. Faber-Castell, they're very smooth, and I've been using them a lot. I love them to bits. It's just lately, every so often, I've had a little bit of smear issues, especially when I used light colored, in particular the light colored alcohol-based markers, even after I let the ink dry for a while. Wow, I'm making a mess already. Alright, so I'm gonna finish swatching out all of these markers. No, this time these are pens. I am getting my art supplies all mixed up. Pens, pens, pens. If I say markers again, just know that I mean pens for now, okay? Please. Alright, now doing a very basic test, and no, I'm not just being weird and petting the paper. I'm seeing how much any of these particular inks smear. Ooh, boy. Okay. Some of them might still be a little wet. But even still, though, it's like, you know, you're drawing, and I'm pretty sure that we've all had the issue of our hand getting on whatever it is we're drawing and smearing things. So that's another reason why I'm testing this. There is a little bit of smear from the Papermate and Copic. Ooh, Copic. I see a little bit of smear there, but this is only the beginning. Now, time to bring out some of these guys. The Ohuhu markers will provide some real insight. I'm grabbing Y3 because this is one of the lightest colors that I have. And now, okay, gotta scoop these guys out of the way. Be quiet, kitty. You hear that catitude she's given me? Okay, well, so far, so good. Must be because I'm actually trying to see if I can smear the ink again. Now it's not happening. Okay, so already this video is really not going the way I thought it would. But that's why I'm trying these out. And Kitty really wants my attention. So this one is Warm Gray 01, which is another very, very light color. Well, in some ways, I guess it's a good thing that they're not smearing all over the place. Alright, I'm gonna try out something else. Okay, that is the Faber-Castell Still Wet. Okay, that time it definitely looks a little bit more smeary. Yeah, it definitely streaked into there. Now let me see here. Copic. Right now, Copic is my contender for favorite, so I'm really curious to see how a still wet Copic responds. Ooh. Okay, they're still obviously wet. It's smearing. So I'm gonna try this out with the rest of these pens. And we shall see the results. Okay, so the color over it while the ink is still wet challenge. I have not thought of a shorter way to say that, so I'm just gonna roll with that. Okay. So Micron, it streaked, Sharpie streaked. Papermate, there's a tiny bit, but it was almost clean. And the zebra, it was a little on the streaky side, as was Artist's Loft. Pilot Varsity, it was almost clean until the end, but still though, that little Staedtler, you got a little bit of streaking. Prismacolor, same story. Even Copic. Master's Touch. I think out of all of these tests, Master's Touch of all brands came out the cleanest. It may be the lightest color of the black. I mean, like, it's almost more of a dark gray on the paper, but it came out pretty darn clean. And Graphix, once again, is a bit smeary. So I guess that the lesson in this test is first let your cat meow at you. After you let your cat meow at you, then don't bring your brush markers anywhere near your inks until they are completely 100% dry. Now, that being said, that's not always going to protect you from smears, as well. I have video footage of, well, my ink still smearing a bit. So I guess that the lesson here is to just be very, very, very careful. Don't get careless. I know it's kind of anticlimactic, but there you go. So I think that we are done with this one, and now we're going to do the other fun interactive test. Let's play with some water. Okay, so we've got our test subjects at the ready. I have come fully prepared for this. Also remember, this is a mix of some India ink, alcohol-based ink, and water-based ink. So, let's get this experiment going. So, starting with the Pitt Artist Pen. Not much has changed. The Micron. I probably should have let these dry a little bit longer, but I was very bad and impatient. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay, do not use the Papermate with wet media. Unless, of course, you're going for that sort of effect. I do say I like that kind of purple color. Ooh, well, you know what? If you're not intending to get this sort of effect, don't use the Papermate. However, if you like what you see, feel free to get one of these Papermate pens and try it out yourself. Alright, let's try the zebra. And again, same sort of thing. It's making a mess. So this would also probably mean that water-based markers might not be such a hot idea. Oh boy, you know what that means after this? I didn't even think of that at the time I started this video. Ooh, Artist's Loft. Surprising. I was expecting Artist's Loft to go all over the place since they don't exactly have the greatest reputation for being all that good, but that Artist's Loft pen has been surprising me. Pilot? Ooh boy. Don't use with wet media, unless you want that sort of effect. The Staedtler? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, and if I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. This is a brand I haven't used before, although I'm steadily becoming more and more impressed with how resistant it's been overall, so I'd like to try out some more with it. And Prismacolor, just fine. Big test now. Copic, I'm counting on you. A tiny bit of smear, but nothing too bad. Master's touch. Once again, not very much. And Graphix, which I've used the Graphix Aqua Pens before, which I absolutely love to bits. Oh. The Graphix remained true. So, there you have it. I am going to clean this up and get started with the next test. Stay tuned. Okay, so these are the Crazy Art Premium Broadline markers. I have already done a previous videos with these, so if you'd like to see that, I will put a link in the description below just for you. Anyways, these are water-based markers, and I figured that these would be a great test subject for this. Okay, so I don't really see too much smearing in there, but we've still got 11 more to go. Okay, so the still wet Micron, not as good of an idea to use that with water-based markers. However, Micron that is actually dry, no issue. Oh, by the way, since we're here, might as well test firmly dry Faber-Castell. Okay, so not bad at all. Not bad at all. So, let us carry on. For science! And hopefully helping you all make some informed decisions and save some money. Okay, so here is the test of a water-based marker over these pens while wet. Oddly enough, Faber-Castell seemed to do just fine. Micron wasn't exactly very happy with it. Sharpie seemed okay. The Papermate, surprisingly, while it buckled, literally, under the pressure of just straight-up water, it handled the water-based marker pretty well. Same with Zebra. Artist Loft, you had a little bit of smearing, but not a super big amount still. Pilot Varsity, you had a little bit more. The Staedtler, I mean, like, it's okay, a little bit of smear. Prismacolor, didn't even notice. Copic, again, a tiny bit of smear, but nothing horrid. Master's Touch, didn't even notice, but Graphix, I don't think it liked it all that much. So, we're gonna trade places and carry on with the rest of these completely dry with the water-based marker. So, let's get started on that. Alrighty, so here we are with dry, the dry test, and really all of them passed with the water-based marker, so I think that these would all work with the water-based markers once they are completely dry, so you gotta be patient. Something I'm not always very good at, I'll admit. However, there we have it, so you can take a look at the all of the swatches again. Remember, watercolor paper, marker paper. I had been really curious about just testing out a whole bunch of fine liners. I use them all the time, and while yes, you can get very comfortable with one brand that you love, you know you love it, sometimes it's good to branch out and experiment because you never know what else you might find. So just because you're cozy with one particular art supply, don't be afraid to get something in another brand. You just might end up with a new favorite. Anyways, while this may not have exactly been the most exciting and thrilling video filled with dragons and griffins and unicorns, I do hope it helped you out in some way, especially since I spent all of this money on a bunch of fine liners so that you, my viewers, wouldn't have to. Please be sure to leave a like on this video if you found it helpful in some way. Also, be sure to leave me a comment. What was your particular favorite pen in this experiment? Did you have a favorite that ended up not performing as well as you thought it would? Or was there one that you thought, that can't possibly be any good, that ended up being rather surprising? Anyways, this is Silver Hyena, signing off. I hope that this helped you out, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay creative, everybody. Bye!